All right. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. This is the Tuesday night spot training. Hopefully, the internet will stay up strong enough. I'm having some spotty some internet here. I don't know what they did out here. They came out. Comcast came out here, and them in Xfinity, and they did some things to the internet in the complex, and it's been running kind of weak all week. I don't know why. We pay enough in the homeowner association dues to keep this stuff running at top efficiency. But we'll see how it pans out. I guess they're trying out some new service, trying to save themselves some money. Y'all know how that is. However, we're going to continue on. Last night we broadcast from the pool side. I haven't posted those yet, but we're going to be posting that today. Our live orientation was from poolside last night. It worked out pretty good. I was going to do it again tonight, but then it started thundering, and then it didn't rain, so I didn't go down there. But hopefully we might do some more poolside broadcasts on our nightly, weekly things and things of that nature, because it was really, really, really beautiful out last night, and it turned out really, really good. So, but I get that posted up soon. All right, tonight is spot training. All right, tonight's spot training is going to be on good business behavior. Good business practices and good business behavior. Okay, so that's what tonight's spot training is going to be on. The subject, the main subject of our spot training tonight is going to be, let me go and start sharing my screen here. The main subject on our spot tonight is going to be, never, ever, 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 ever make business decisions when you are emotional. Okay? Do a lot of you agree with that? Hello?
Absolutely.
Hello?
Yeah.
There we go. Y'all got to talk to me, man. If y'all don't get no feedback, this is going to be a long night. All right? This is going to be a long night. This is going to be a quick spot training, and then we're going to have okay, and then we're going to have some quick Q&A real quick. It's going to be a quick spot training, going to have some quick Q&A. And look, the reason why I say this is this. I remember when I was homeless, and I first started my businesses. When I was homeless and I was trying to get myself out of that situation, it was not a good situation. I had 100 million reasons to be angry. Okay, I was angry all the time. I was angry at my situation. I was angry at not being able to do the things that I wanted to do. I was angry at not being able to accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish fast enough. So when I started dealing with clientele, when I first started out, I guess that anger and that frustration and that aggravation was coming through. And I had to learn how to separate my feelings from the situation that I was in from coming through when I was dealing with clientele. So they had nothing to do with my situation. They had nothing to do with the frustration and stuff that I deal with every day. They just were calling them and saying, hey, I called about your new iPhones and stuff you got there. I called about your new computer, this and that. But if I was feeling frustrated or upset or, mad because I had walked down to the labor hall at 4 o'clock in the morning and they didn't have any jobs, and I sat there for 2 to 3 hours waiting to see if I can get sit out on a job that day and didn't get sit out. You see what I'm saying? You can't let outside things affect what you do in business. Now, the reason why I say this is because you all are in sales. And remember, you have a script that you must present to your carriers to get them to sign so you can do what? Find them, book them freight. Now, before you start to contact your carriers, make sure that you have got your head screwed on right. Okay? Make sure you got your head, which is, this thing you think with, make sure that's screwed on right. And make sure that it is not taking directions from your heart. It's not taking directions from your heart. It's not taking directions from somebody you're mad at. Not taking directions from someone you have had a fight with or disagreement with, or someone who's trying to ruin your business, or someone who's trying to do whatever. Okay, whether it's with a loved one, a family member, haters, or whatever the case may be. Make sure that before you call your carriers, and you hit them with the pitch. Hey, Mr. John, how you doing? My name is so and so and so and so. If you've just gotten out of an argument with someone, or if you've been dealing with someone that's been frustrating you all day, don't go calling up your carriers right then and there. Okay, take a break, go jump in the bath or something, and light your scented candles or whatever you do to clear your mind. Clear your woosah. Okay, yeah, exactly. Hit the woosah button. Just clear your mind, escape for a while before you start making those phone calls. Because once you get on the phone, it's lights, camera, action. Because remember, this is sales. I don't care what anyone tells you, this is sales. And in sales, you have to put on your show, okay? You have to be at the top of your game every time you are in front of someone and you are presenting something to someone. I don't care if it's on the phone. I don't care if it's in person. I don't care if it's on stage. I don't care if it's a commercial. You got to be ready. Because when the cameras come on or when the phone picks up, bam, you're on. Right? And it's live. It's live. No retake, no cut. Let me start over. It's live, okay? So whatever impression you are making on that person, you are making it right then and there in the moment, okay? And that's what I want you all to remember. That's why it is so important to practice your pitch in front of a camera or in front of a mirror or recording yourself on your laptop. Turn your laptop on, hit the the video button, and have it pointed right at you so you can see yourself making that pitch. And you record that pitch, and you keep recording until you got it perfected. Because what you want to do is you want to be able to call them up. Hey, John, how you doing? My name is Calvin Butler, and I am with the National Dispatchers Network, and my company is RBBS Transport, LLC, a dispatch firm. And we are a member of the largest network of independent dispatchers, freight brokers, and freight forwarders in the country. More than 3,287 dispatch firms and brokerage firms strong, all working together to find owner-operators like you high-dollar freight. Let me ask you a question. How much money you need to move your truck? Now y'all see how that goes?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was pretty much a perfect pitch. And it doesn't go that way if you're still mad at your hubby, if you're still mad at your wife, if you're still mad at your girlfriend or boyfriend, if you're still mad at your brother or your sister, if you're still mad at the guy downstairs who won't quit making noise, if you're still upset about something you didn't get a couple of days ago or earlier that day, if you're still upset with with one of the other people you called and they cussed you out or whatever this is that, don't let your emotions run your business. Okay? Don't do that. Every decision you make sure it is a business decision and not an emotional one. Because emotional decisions can cause you to have to redo things, and cause you to have to backtrack and undo things, and cause you to have to try and do damage control. They can cause you to make bad decisions that you normally would not have made before. Have you all ever been upset and you say to yourself, and then you said to yourself, man, F that, I don't want to do that, I'm done with it. Done with it. And then what, 4 or 5 days later, you go back and I hadn't done that. Right? Right? Damn, I wish I had. Exactly. I wish I had done that, because now I got to go back and undo it all, because I got to do it anyway. Right? All right.
Yeah.
So don't let it happen to you. Okay. So make sure you all learn the pitch. Make sure you all learn the pitch. Okay. The pitch is everything. If you are a dispatching firm, learn the pitch. For those of you who are brokers, if you are brokering and you are, because I suggest that if you are brokering, you should also get a dispatch firm. You should be able to run you should be running your brokerage firm and your dispatch firm simultaneously, but not interconnecting. They should be running simultaneously, separately. You should be dispatching Why? Because dispatching, if you are a first-year broker, that's the way you're going to bring in revenue while your brokerage firm is getting what? It's seasoning on its bond, because you're going to need that seasoning, because shippers will not work with you unless you have seasoning on your bond. Now, with that being said, do all of you who are brokers, do you know how to negotiate your contracts with your shippers? Now, how many brokers do we have here tonight?
No, I don't. TT.
No.
All right. All right. Is this TT?
Yeah.
And who do we have here? Okay, so TT, I think I had a private consultation with you today, right?
Yes.
And we touched on that, on how to do your how to start negotiating your contracts, right? Okay.
Yes.
And for the other brokers, and for the other brokers who are here. Now, I know you all have heard that shippers won't work with first-year brokers. Here is the reason why. Because first-year brokers don't know what they are doing. They don't even know how to even start a conversation or what to talk about. And when you do start a conversation and you do start talking to the shipper, they know immediately if you know what you're talking about. And if you're not talking about the things that they want to hear, if you're not talking their language, guess what? They're not going to work with you because they know you don't know what you're doing. This is why they want you to have a year's seasoning on your bond. This is why they won't work with new brokers. Now, do all of you all know that when you work with a shipper, that your money is coming from what? You are getting paid by the margin that you have from the shipper versus what you're going to be paying the carrier or owner operator, right? You all know that much, right? That's where your money comes from, right? But how do you negotiate the terms of that money? Okay? Because basically what you're doing is when you call up a shipper, what you want to do is you want to basically start your negotiations off by letting them know that you can move their what? Cheap freight. Aha! So y'all weren't expecting that. Because shippers want to know they don't want to know if you can move the good freight. My dog could move good paying freight, right?
Right.
My dog could get on and go woof woof on the good freight, and people would take it. Moving good paying freight, that ain't nothing. Anybody can move. Any Yahoo can move good paying freight, right?
Right.
If freight is paying $4, $5, $6 per mile, come on, Donald Trump can move that. I'm not trying to say that any of y'all that support Donald Trump or nothing, but you all know how I feel about the man. But anyway, let's get back to the subject. Anybody can move good paying freight. Why? Because it's good paying freight. So what shippers want to know, when you start your conversations off with shippers, you want to immediately assure them that you can move not just their good paying freight, but you're willing to take on their what? Their cheap freight and lose money on it in order to do what? Get the contract so you can move a percentage of all types of their freight. Now, let's break this down and show y'all what I'm talking about. Let's say you call up a shipper. Let's say you call up a small shipper. They have 1,000 loads that they need to move each and every week. They have 1,000 loads that they're going to send you that they move each and every week. Now, out of that 1,000 loads, there's a combination of 3 types of freight. Okay, there's the high dollar freight or the good paying freight, which they may be offering you on that good paying freight, and you got to negotiate with them. Say, look here, I see you got 1,000 loads that you need moved each and every week. Or you may call them up and say, well, how many loads do you need to move each and every week right now? How many loads do you need to move? And they'll tell you, I need to move 1,200 loads. I've got 2,000 loads. I've got 5,000 loads. I've got 10,000 loads that I need to get moved every single week. Now, whatever that number is, this is how you should start your negotiations off. All right. So you got 1,000 loads you need to move each and every week. I would guarantee you that I will move 25% of your lowest paying freight. Aha, y'all didn't expect that. Y'all expect to go straight to the high paying freight. I would guarantee you that I can move 25% of your lowest paying freight. Now, what does that mean? That means you've already started your negotiation with letting them know that you can move freight that they're not moving, right? Because that's what shippers really want to move. They really want to move what? Their low-paying freight. They can't find anybody to move it. That's why it sits for so long. And the longer it sits, the more money it's costing them, right?
Right.
Right. So you'll let them know that I'm going to move 25% of your lowest paying freight or 50% of your lowest paying freight. Because 50% of your lowest paying freight, and what I determine as lowest paying freight is all your freight that is less than what? $1 per mile, or less than $1.50 per mile, or less than $1.25 per mile. I mean, really, really cheap freight. Now, why would you agree to do that? Why? Because in order for me to move that type of freight, here's what I got to have from you. Out of that 1,000, out of those 1,000 loads of freight that you move each and every, that you got to move each and every week, right? I got to have 50% of those loads have got to be in your high dollar range. Okay? And here's, see now, you started off with letting them know you can move 25% in your lowest paying freight, right? But now you're letting them know how you can move that, okay? Or why would you move that? In order for me to move that, I've got to have 50% of the loads that you give me have got to be in your high dollar range. We got to agree for 50% of your loads to be at least $7 to $10 per mile. All right. So you got 500 loads that's paying you $7 to $10 per mile, right? Which means you can offer it on the load boards to the carriers for what? Anywhere between $5, right, and what? $8 per mile. Why? Because you're going to make anywhere from $1.50 to $2 per mile, or maybe even $3 per mile, right?
Right.
Y'all hear me? Okay, great. Y'all hear me? All right. Right. All right. Now, you're going to say also, now with that being said, if I can get that, then I'm going to need 25%, 250 loads. I'm going to need 250 loads somewhere around, your average freight. I need those loads to be $4 to $6 per mile. Anywhere from $3 to $6 per mile, or $3 to $5 per mile. Why? Because you can offer those at what? $2, $2.25, maybe $3 a mile. If you get something that's around $4 or $5, so you're still making what? $1 to what? $2 per mile, right?
Right.
You're not making the $3 a mile like you want the high dollar freight, the $3 a mile, but you're making $1 to $2 a mile. And then on that bottom half, the other 250, you can just send me anything. Okay, as long as it's paying a minimum of 50 cents per mile. Now, why would you take a 50 cents per mile load? Why? So you can get the contract. That's why. And you're going to move that 50 cents per mile. Why? Because you're going to lose money on it. If you're getting 50 cents per mile, you're going to put it on the load board for $1.25 a mile. Are you losing money? Yes, you are. But are you making it up on the high dollar freight? Right?
Yes, you are.
Exactly, because you got 25% on the low dollar rate, but you got 50% at the very high dollar rate. Then you got another 25%. That means you got 75% of your money is coming from loads that you can actually make money on. Right?
Makes sense.
And you're going to lose money on 25%. Why are you going to lose money? Because you're going to take that loss to do what? To gain the contract. Make sense to y'all now?
Makes sense.
Now y'all understand why shippers won't work with first-year brokers, because none of you, I guarantee you, none of you knew anything about how to start off your negotiations. And I guarantee you that no one in the freight brokerage industry has ever broken it down and explained it to you. And I'm going to tell you why they haven't, because they don't know no better. You got all these freight broker trainers, but they don't know how to book freight. You want to know why? Because they never really actually booked any freight. I mean, come on. They say they have, but they never really, I don't think any of them have actually ever really, well, some of them have, but they don't know the fine points of negotiations, okay? When we started our brokerage firm, we were a first-year brokerage firm. As a first-year brokerage firm, we started off the right way. Why? Because we went out and we did the research and we knew everything that we needed to do. Now, I never said that you can't make money as a first-year broker. I said that I said there were certain exceptions. The exception to that rule is if you got money in the bank. on your collateral. You got $200K in the bank, which remember when I told y'all when we were a brokerage firm, we went out and we got investors that backed us with $266,000. Okay, with a law firm, and we had a sports management firm that backed us. We went out and got investors. So our investors and our partners were a law firm and a sports management firm, which means we had money in the bank. Not only did we have money in the bank, we had partners who had what? References. And what? Dun and Bradstreet. No credit reports, right? So when we went to a shipper, hey, Mr. Shipper, how you doing? This is the RBBS. This is RBBS Transport LLC, a freight brokerage firm. And they say, well, let's look at your bond. They look at the bond and say, oh, well, your bond is brand new. But we see here that you got $260,000 in the bank. Right? That's kind of overrides that little new thing, right? Okay, so you got you all are carrying $1.5 million in insurance. That's high. Most places only carry what? $750,000. You all are carrying the max. And I see here your partners is a seasoned law firm, one of the top law firms in Florida, and also the other partner is a sports management company. And their references are blah, 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 about 15, 20 references, all of them Fortune 500 companies. So if you have that type of backing, yes, that gets you in the door. That's what got us our contract with those shippers. And then on top of that, we knew how to start off our negotiations. Not only did we have just the money and stuff and the name that backed us is there, but when we opened our mouths, we sounded like a seasoned brokerage. We sounded like a seasoned brokerage firm. You understand what I'm saying? Because we immediately spoke to the heart of what? The shippers. We immediately spoke to their heart. And if you can't immediately speak to your heart, if you go into negotiation with, how much money y'all paid, or how much money your freight, already you're letting that shipper know that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know what the hell you're doing. And they're going to give you that same old line. Well, give us a call back after you've gotten at least 8 months of season and you got yourself 7 references that says that you moved $300,000 of freight every week for them for the last 6 months. Once you have that, give us a call back and we'll take another look at you. Or send us over your broker package and we'll take a look at it. You're sending it out, ain't nobody responding. Hey, you see what I mean? But if you start off. But if you go into it starting off your negotiations like that, then you've got a shot. Now, you're still a first-year brokerage firm. You are still a first-year brokerage firm and you don't have $200,000+ in the bank. You don't have references of 6, 7 references of people showing that you moved $300,000 worth of goods for 6 months straight. You don't have that, but you will be able to go in and make a pitch to shippers, and they'll know that you know what you're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So you will have just increased your chances of at least getting them to actually hear you out, right? And you've got an actual legitimate, not only a legitimate one, but an offer that makes sense to them in the language that they are speaking. Does everybody understand what we mean by that now?
Yeah.
All right. Any questions on that? Any questions on that?
No.
Okay. All right. Because that right there was our spot training. Now we're going to go into some Q&A. Okay, because I want y'all to have questions, because I know everybody has questions that they've been building up, and your questions can be on anything. But the Q&A tonight was basically on. The spot training tonight was basically on 2 things. Keeping business. Do not ever make business decisions with your emotions. Always keep your emotions out of your business. Always keep your emotions out of your business. Learn how to separate whatever your personal life is going on or whatever your emotional thing is going on away from your business. Because when it's time for you to make that pitch, it is lights, cameras, action. Okay? And the person on the other side of that phone has got to believe that you are confident in what you are saying. And if you got other baggage that you're bringing along with that, they're not going to, it's going to come through. Okay? You're going to hear it. Okay? So Practice the pitch. Practice the pitch. Everybody, practice the pitch. Learn the dispatch agreement. Learn the dispatch agreement. Learn the profile sheet. Practice the pitch. Learn the dispatch agreement. Learn the profile sheet. Okay? Brokers. Okay? Follow the guidelines of that negotiation when dealing with shippers. Okay? Learn to speak to the heart of the shipper, because every shipper has low dollar freight that they're trying to move, and shippers don't want to know if you're just going to move just the high dollar freight. They don't know if you're going to move the low dollar freight too, because if they send you a bunch of loads, a shipper can send you 5,000 loads, but if all you're moving is the $5 per mile, $6, $7, $8, $9, and $10 per mile freight, and you're not moving a decent percentage of the $1.10, $1.25, the 75-cent freight, guess what? You ain't gonna have that contract very long, right?
Right.
All right, right. All right. All right. Questions. Who's got questions? Felicia says bad feedback. You talking about the feedback to the phone or just people not talking?
I don't know if it's that.
Okay. All right. So nobody's got any questions? Come on, man. I know y'all got some questions. Let's see who we got on here. We got James and Cynthia over at J&C Logistics. Okay. And we got Felicia over at DT Brown. We got Jason Sweet. We got TT, who I just had a private consultation with, and we got Travis. Which reminds me, if you all are looking, if some of you who do not have a brokerage and you're looking to kind of jump on with some of the brokers, feel free to do so. I'm sure they'll be happy to bring you on as broker agents. Okay, and that way you can still dispatch under your own dispatch firm, and you can pick up some experience and extra money under the broker agent side of it too. Doesn't that make sense to all of y'all?
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you got brokers within the network, why not use them? Brokers, if there's dispatchers within the network, why not network with them? Why? Because dispatchers have what? Carriers. Don't y'all need carriers to move your loads? Right. Okay. And if you bring on dispatchers that's got carriers, when you're making a pitch to shippers, you can use that and say, hey, I already have access to X number of carriers that'll be happy to move your load. Or we are part of a network that has more than what? 2,000 dispatchers who all have what? Carriers. Isn't that something to strengthen your position as a new broker when you're talking to your shippers?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that, knowing where you should start with your negotiations, knowing that you need to speak to the heart of the shippers and help them move there, and you need to start off your negotiation with, say, look, what's the percentage of the low paying freight you have that is under $1.20 per mile or under $1.50 per mile? Just start there, and they'll tell you, because every shipper has that low paying freight, and then you want to start off with, hold on. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. I got disconnected again. Y'all still there with me? And can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
No, we see you.
Okay, you can't see my screen. All right, here we go. There we go. It's coming back on now. All right, here we go. All right, it's back up. Should be able to see it again. All right. So, like I said, now with you all being able to use the network to strengthen your position, along with now knowing what to talk about or how to approach shippers and what to say to them. That should give you all enough of an advantage. You're not going to call up, 20 shippers and get, 10 or 12 of them to sign up, but you may call 20 shippers, you may get 2 or 3 of them to sign up to send you some, you see what I'm saying, to start sending you loads now. Because now, if you get through that first part of that roadblock, and they understand that you know what you're talking about, and then on top of that, they understand that you're part of a huge network, like no other, then, that gives you some clout, right?
Right. So,
Right.
Calvin, I have a question, and I think I might have mentioned it earlier, but as far as, okay, when you say to network, as far as someone want to come on as a freight agent, so do we like generate some kind of contract to where you pay them? I mean, I know you mentioned kind of touch base on it, but
yeah, you gotta have some. Yeah, you got to have something that shows that they are getting X percentage of the broker's fee. Like let's just put it this way: if your broker's contract with your carrier, because you're gonna send a broker contract over to all your carriers, right? When you sign the carrier, you gotta let your carriers know how much money you're paying them. So, like our broker contract with the carrier, our carrier contract. We were one of the highest. We paid carriers some of the highest fees of any brokerage firm. We were paying carriers 90% of the load fee. Okay, we was taking 10%. So if the load fee was paying us $9 per mile, and if let's say that $9 per mile turned out to be $5,000, the carrier actually got 90% of that $5,000. Which means what? 10% of 5. So that means 10% of $5,000 was what? We made what? 500. The carrier got 4,900. See how that worked?
Yeah. So you just
Hello?
would do the same thing. Yeah. So you just would do the same thing.
Yeah. Now. Exactly. Now the average freight brokerage firm doesn't pay carriers 90%. They pay carriers somewhere between 70% and 80%. Okay. On average, you'll see that most brokers pay carriers about 73 1/3%, and the freight brokerage firm keeps about 27%, 27 to 23 1/3%. You see what I'm saying? That's what most brokerage firms make. Some will pay them 70% and they keep the 30%. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
freight brokerage firm is going to make somewhere between that 23 1/3%, that 25%. On up to 30%, somewhere between the 23 1/3 to the that's about the average. But it's going to range between that, between that 30 and down to that maybe like 10% is what we were making. We were doing it because we were doing volume. We were concentrating on volume. We were a young brokerage firm. We wanted to build clout real fast. Our brokerage firm built really fast. We got up to 70 agents that we had on with us. And each one of our agents, they each had about 3 or 4 carriers that they had brought on, and they were going out and getting shippers contract because we had the agents who were working with the carriers, and then we had about another 50 agents who were working with the shippers. So we broke our brokerage firm up. We had some agents who were getting shippers and some agents who was getting brokers. Now, if you all want to see for brokers, this is for brokers. If you want to see how we did that, go back to the very first 5 videos that we did. Watch the very first 5 videos, and they will essentially show you how to build your brokerage firm and break it up into 2 sections where your agents are not all doing all the work. You're breaking it up, but you're actually more productive by doing it that way. Okay? We were the only ones who were doing it that way. Everybody said, what are they doing? They got sales agents and they got broker agents? Yes, that's what we had. We had our sales agents dealt with shippers. Broker agents dealt with carriers. We had carrier agents and okay? That's what we had. Okay? And we was paying residuals. Okay? So if you want to see how that worked, you want to see how that was done, go all the way back to the very first video. Matter of fact, let me see if I can switch it up here. Nope. You got to go all the way back to the very first video and watch video number 1 in operational training. Go back all the way to the operational training video and go back to your very first video. Okay, and when you get back there, you'll see where we actually we got a lot of videos to go through, as you all can imagine. But if you go back to your very first video, you'll be able to get back there and see what's going on. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me go to YouTube. I can show it to you on YouTube quicker than I can on here. But that our very first videos were something. We were doing some we were doing some really innovative things that actually the broker industry had never seen before. I mean, we started out breaking rules. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. We started out breaking all the rules. You know, I said, you can't do that. Why not? Watch us. You know, that's how we started out. Let me go back here to the followed by the date, the newest show though.
If I have a few people that's interested in the freight agent, I just want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row.
Yeah, go to our YouTube channel, the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Okay, and here I'll put it up here for you all. And this is the YouTube channel. I'll put it up here for you all. Paste. All right, that's our YouTube channel. Go to the YouTube channel, and you can go to our, you can pull it up by our oldest videos first. Now we got a couple of these things in here, which is like our branding videos. All right, those are like our branding videos, some of the stuff that we was putting up before we actually started putting stuff out. Okay, like that's a branding video. That's a branding video. These more like commercials. Okay, branding videos, and then we have, I think, that's a branding video because it's only like 30 minutes long. That's a branding video. That's a branding video. That's a branding video. And there's our first training video right there. The RBBS Career Opportunity Conference Call. That's the one that we put out where we did a career opportunity conference call. We had about, I think we had about almost 800 people on that conference call.
Wow.
Because we had started putting stuff out on all the social media sites about we was going to be hiring, agents and brokers, and we was going to, how the way we was doing it, our agents and brokers would start off earning like, 6 figures, 100,000, 200,000. That's when back when if you pull up the reviews on RBBS Transport, LLC, through Indeed, if you go and Google RBBS Transport
LLC Weekly Freight Agent Training.
Yeah, if you go and hit the RBBS Transport LLC reviews, right, you'll see where Indeed did some independent reviews and surveys. We didn't even know they were doing it. They just called up, and they got in contact with some of the people who were taking our who were working with us, who were working for us as freight agents and sales agents and things like that. And they just kind of quizzed them. This was like after about 6 months after we got started, and they was quizzing them on what type of money they was making, and in the interviews about how it is working with us, this and that. So they do this with all companies. Okay, we didn't know they was doing it, and then lo and behold, here's what they came up with. They interviewed 105 people. They got 100 based on 105 salaries. People who were making money with us. This is what they came up with. Their average salary for working with us was $113,471. Based on their 6 months of earnings, what those 105 people had earned. Okay, and then they broke it down by how we were, categorized, because we had account agents, we had account executives, we had sales representatives, and we had some others. But our account executives were earning around $113,750. Our sales representatives were earning around $93,713. So, I mean, we were breaking rules. People had never seen this before. They didn't know what to make of it. Our freight brokers were earning around this, $113,000 to $471. And these are freight broker agents now. These are all freight broker agents. These are freight broker agents. These were our account executives. Now, the account executives were only dealing with the shippers. Okay, that's what they were dealing with. Our sales representatives were only going out and dealing with the carriers. And then our freight brokers, they were doing both. You see what I'm saying? We had different categories, and no one had ever seen that before. It's not a freight brokerage firm. All they knew of was freight brokers and freight broker agents, right? Well, what we did was we came in and we broke it up. We said, well, we don't want everybody doing all the work. But some people are not good at doing all the work. Some people are just good at working with shippers. Some people are good at working with what? Carriers. So that's what we did. Okay. So for those of you who are brokers, and if you want to study how to be innovative and break down your organization to play to the strengths of your people, watch this video right here, our first training video, the opportunity conference call. That's one you should watch. And these first 5 videos, the opportunity conference call, the Earn While You Learn freight broker training. And these are some of our most watched videos. Like this one has 23,000 views. This was our first real company training right here. This was our opportunity video that has 2.4 thousand views. This one has 23,000 views. This one has 3,000 views. This has 1.9 thousand views. So and we got one in here that has 14,000 views. Here's one right here, Earn While You Learn, from a year ago, that has 14,000 views. But those are some of our most popular videos because back then we were just a brokerage firm, and people was just blown away with how we were doing, and our brokers were making money, our sales agent was making money, everybody was making money like crazy. And for a new firm, we had plenty of shippers. so everybody said, how do y'all get shippers? Why? Because we had account executives. That's all they did. They just called shippers all day long. And then when they landed a contract, they got a percentage, right? A residual percentage every time loads were booked from those shippers that they brought on. They got 2.5. That's where we get the 2.5% of the load fee from. With you all paying some of your, you all paying other members of the for accessing their load boards and things like that. That's where that concept comes from. It's just a carry over from what we were doing there. Let's say if you called up and you landed a shipper, and then that shipper was sending over 5,000 loads per week. For every load that got booked from that shipper that you signed up, because that's your account, even though you wasn't the one booking the loads, the freight brokers was, or what? The sales representatives, they carriers, and then the freight brokers were booking loads. So sales representative and account executive, if a sales representative signed, right, and some of the carriers, this is how we got our 317 carriers. If the sales representatives went out and contracted a carrier, they hit the carrier with the pitch. Hey, Mr. Carrier was RBBS Transport LLC, and then we've got brokers, and they was hitting with their pitch, and they were signing on carriers onto our broker contract, right? We was paying them 2.5% of every load that those carriers ran when they signed them up, right? Because they signed them up. Now, they wasn't booking the freight for the carriers. They were just signing them up. And for the people who were signing up, the shippers, they wasn't booking freight from the shippers. They were just bringing the shippers on and onboarding the shippers. So when loads got booked from those shipper loads, guess what? They got 2.5% of those loads. And then our what? Brokers, when they book freight, right? They got like, what, 5%. You see what I'm saying? Because 5% was going to them, 2.5% was going to the what's called, another 2.5% was going to what's called. Now, you're probably saying, okay, where were we making money at? We were making money because not all the loads that were being booked from what? All three sides. So in between all of that, we were still pulling, I'm sorry, I take that back. We was paying our brokers 3% or 30% of our fee. So our fee was 10%. We was paying the I think 2.5%, and paying them 2.5%, which still left us 5%. And then for our brokers that book freight, we was paying them 3%. So we as a company was actually making 2% of the load fee. Our brokers were getting 3%. The was getting 2.5%, and the was getting 2%. But we were dealing in volume. You see how that works?
Yeah.
That concept comes from real estate.
So you don't. Yeah, it does. It comes from mortgage brokers. Because I was a mortgage broker for a number of years before I became homeless. That was what I was really good at. But yeah, I was a mortgage broker back in the day when the brokering was like hot. When mortgage broking was the top thing. I mean, I was one of the top producing mortgage brokers, in the country. I was closing $2 to $3 million in loans every single month.
Wow.
And I did that for about 4 years straight. I was earning somewhere about $277,000 a year as a mortgage broker. But it's that same concept, and I just kind of used that same concept when I developed my brokerage firm, my freight brokerage firm.
That's smart.
And
smart.
Use that pay scale because you're all percentage if you got volume, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
In order to create volume, in order to create volume, you can't have one person trying to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's good at the whole thing. Exactly. You got to break it up. So, okay, you go do this and play to your strength. You go do this because some people didn't like talking with shippers. They weren't comfortable talking with shippers. They were comfortable talking with what? Carriers. Some people wouldn't come, and some people not comfortable talking with owner operators because they can't deal with them. So they used to talking to what? Shippers. You see what I'm saying? So you break the people up depending on what their strengths are. You let them decide what they want to do, and then you go in and you train them how to do, become salespeople on each side.
Yeah, and everybody eat.
Okay. Now, yeah. So. There is some order to the madness. I know people look at me and say, that like redneck don't know what he's talking about.
No, I'm actually starting to get what you're saying.
I do know about how to. Is it again now?
I said I'm actually starting to understand.
Hello?
Because when you're talking, I actually because I know a little bit about real estate too, and when you was talking, it sounded just like real estate. I'm like, that's all that concept for real estate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all it is. It's pretty much the same concept. Real estate, mortgage brokering, financial sales. It's all the same thing. Because when I actually got my training, my official financial sales, mortgage training, sales training on Wall Street. The first company that I brokered for was a company called UC Lending, and they had a kick-ass training program where they brought you. First of all, you had to take an industry compatibility aptitude test before you can get hired on with them. And of course, well, like 720 things like this and that. But you have to take an aptitude test. And I don't know if any of y'all ever took a personality profile test that matches you with a career. It's about 1,200 questions. It's about 1,200 questions, and a lot of the questions they're asking the same thing over and over again, just in a different way. Okay, and then it scores you as in what percentile you score with the top 1 percentile of the company. Well, when I took my aptitude test for the mortgage industry, I scored in the top 0.5% of the top 0.5% of all their top brokers in their company. So, my aptitude test was way up. So everybody who got hired, they sent us to New York to train on Wall Street at the Twin Towers before they came down. We actually went to, we actually was at the Twin Towers, and we stayed in a loft, and they put us up in a loft down in Manhattan. Now, I don't know if y'all ever been to Manhattan and know what and when we say a loft, it's not like the lofts you have here in Florida and Dallas. When we say a loft, it's a loft. You like on the 8th, 9th, or 20th floor building, and it's all just one huge, big, like about 2,100 square feet of just open space. You got, you got little areas that's just sectioned off like a living room. But there are no walls. There are no doors. It's just a big loft, you know. But it is beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. It's just a laid out loft. You know, you got your sleeping quarters and stuff. The only doors is on. It's not really doors. It's kind of like section off around the corner where you can't see. It's kind of like you go around this corner and then you got one, and then there's your bathroom. You see what I'm saying? There are no doors, but it's got the bending corners where you can't see. You know what I'm talking about? You got the bending corner walls where you kind of go through this corner and you make a left turn, then you make another right turn, and then there's the bathroom. And then you go over here, you got a big walk-in shower that's all glass. And you got a big open kitchen area. It's got a big island that's right there in the middle, and you got this huge big glass. You know, it's all on the front of the building. You just pull the shades back and you can see the city. All right, we were there for 90 days. You know, and they teach us how. And the main thing was to teach us how interest rates control the world. Okay, because everything runs off of what? The perceived value of money. And believe it or not, money is not real. There's nothing real about it. It's just a perceived value. Everything that money is, it is a perceived value that is dictated by the rise and fall of goods and services and what's based on the trade value of blase, blase, or blase, blase. You understand?
Yep.
This is why Bitcoins and cryptocurrency, is becoming such a hot thing, because someone figured out that money is not real. It's not real. It is only it only has value in what? The cyber world. So when you can actually create a currency and attach value, and then have people trade that currency, even though it's not real money. They can now trade that currency for what? Goods and services. It's just bartering. That's all it is.
Right.
That's all it is. But now you have a system. You have a system that you can stick value to a certain piece of, electronic currency. Because when you go to the bank and you put your check in, right? It's just paper. It's just paper with some numbers written on it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Someone wrote $1,000 on a check. Does that paper have any value? No, it does not. But when you put it into the bank's algorithm basically says, okay, we're going to attach value onto this money. Did they actually give you real money? No, they gave you a check.
Call it commercial paper.
Did they give you a bunch of gold? Yeah. Did they give? The only real money is gold and diamonds. Y'all know that, right?
Yep.
Gold and diamonds is the only real weight money you can put in and have. It's actually real. It's real. You can weigh it. It's money, right? But everything else is just perceived value. It's not real. It's not real. It's the perception of the value. That's all it is. It's just an electronic generated perception of value. Now, when you let that sink in, it really becomes mind-boggling. And this is how cryptocurrency came about.
Yep.
Okay? Now, when that sinks in, it becomes really, really okay. But that's what they taught us. They taught us how the perception of value runs the entire financial world. Everything. Your home. When people say it's valued at what? Your home is not real money. Your home is bricks and boards and right.
That's some good knowledge. Oh,
it has a perceived value. It has a perception of value. What? Based on what the other homes around it are perceived value of those are. If someone, you can actually, I actually learned how to manipulate the real estate market as a broker. Literally. I had this lady, and her name was Rita Wilson. I never forget her. And she had a housing community. She owned about 300 acres of land, and her husband was a construction. He used to build houses. Her husband built houses, and she basically sold houses. She was all right. She would build a house, 3,000 square foot house, whatever. And in the area where she was building her houses, nice brick houses, 3,000, 2,300 square feet, but she could never get them to sell for more than $170,000 in the area where she was selling them at, which is kind of like on the outskirts of Tallahassee, just almost outside of the city limits, almost in the county. Which means, and she had there were a lot of mobile homes, that were surrounding her property. You see what I'm saying? Built her nice brick houses there. Now, just 3 miles down the road, there was an area called Piney Z, and they were building houses that were about 1,300, 1,500 square feet, but they were selling for $250,000 to $300,000. Her homes were, 2,300, 3,000 square feet, and they was only selling for what? 140 to 150 to 170,000 top. She could not figure out why just 3 miles down the road those homes were being valued at this, but her homes were being valued at this. So I basically took my little dark skin behind out there. Hey, Miss Wilson, how you doing? My name is Calvin Butler. I'm a freight broker with Burton & Burton Mortgage here in Tallahassee, Florida. We should team up. Well, Calvin, why should we team up? I got my husband, he builds houses, I sell, because your homes are greatly undervalued. You have some beautiful homes. They're huge, they're big, they're beautiful. They have, all of them have at least almost a whole acre for the lot, but yet still you're only getting top, what, 170, 175,000? What if there's a way I can show you to increase the value of your home by almost 100,000 to 200,000 within the first 3 months? She's like, well, we need to talk. so we. I told her, bring your husband in because he is a construction guy. All right, here's what you're gonna do. Your husband, who has a construction company who builds homes, you're gonna contract him to build 4 spec homes. 4. Okay, you're gonna contract him to build 4 spec homes. When he builds those 4 spec homes, right? And you're going to build them. One of them is going to be at 2,000 square feet. Another's going to be at 2,500 square feet. Another's going to be at 3,000 square feet. Another's going to be at 3,500 square feet. You're going to price them from 200,000, 225, 50,000, 275, and 300,000. Okay. Now, then you're going to turn around and you're going to sell those homes to your husband. Right? You're going to sell 3 of those spec homes to your husband, or to his construction company. You're going to sell them to him, but you're going to do owner financing. Now, is owner financing legal? Yes, because when you do owner financing, you go record it at where? The courthouse. Mm-hmm. It just became what? They now become what? When you record the sale of a home at a courthouse, whether it's cash, whether it's through the bank, or whether it's owner finance. What is it? What have you just done? You have just created what? Right. What do you need? What do you need to determine the value of a home? No. What do you need when you're doing your what?
Okay.
One of the things you got to do.
Appraisal? Right. I don't know.
All right, you got to do your appraisal, right? What does every appraisal need? What does every appraisal need?
Starting
Come
price.
on, y'all, talk to me. Huh?
You need something that already been priced or
what
paid.
Is they base of your home on?
Right.
On comps. Comps in the area, right? You got to have comps. You got to have at least 3 comps within what? Within what? A mile or 2 of the homes you are purchasing. And if those 3 comps are priced at a certain amount, then that's what you can justify the price of that home, of any new home being sold within those comp miles, right?
Right, yep.
So by her selling those spec houses to her what? Husband's construction company, 400,000, 275,000, and 300,000. Those 3 homes now became what? Comps for the area of where she was building a home. So any other home she built out there, it would now get an appraisal for what?
200 to 300,000.
Exactly. You see what we did? We manipulated the market.
Wow.
That's called market manipulation. I know my brain works there, but but that's how I was so successful as a mortgage broker. And then guess what? I became the official mortgage broker for her what? Her housing development. Every house that she had, when people wanted to buy a home, guess who they had to go through to get? Guess who they had to go through to get the financing? Me. That was part of the deal for showing her house to increase the value of her homes by $100,000 to almost $200,000 in price. Okay. But anyway, that's gonna just about do it for tonight. I think y'all learned enough on this Tuesday night spot training. Y'all have got no problem. Y'all have gotten an insight into my mind and how it works and where all this comes from. But for brokers, if you all want to know how to build your firm and do some innovative ways of building your firm, go back and watch those first. Those first training videos. You will learn a lot. But don't watch them and try to and don't really listen to the procedural stuff because we don't apply that anymore because we're no longer a brokerage firm. But for you all, for brokers, our early videos are the ones you all really want to watch because they can teach you a lot about building your firm and doing some things that can help you build your firm fast, help you make your firm profitable almost right away, and you can gain some serious knowledge on how to structure your firm. Make sure you learn your dispatch agreement. Learn your dispatch agreement. Learn your script, and learn your profile sheet. And after you do that, start making some calls. Get on Truckers Path. Go to the area where you search for carriers. Get on the quick transport solution. I know there's a certain percentage of those guys who are out of business, but you have hundreds of thousands of carriers to call, and they're not all out of business. About 10, maybe 20 to 25 are going to be out of business, but you've got hundreds of thousands that are still in business. Just keep calling. If you call one and they're out of business, call the next. Keep calling. Keep calling until you get someone that says, hey, I need to move some freight. Get them with the pitch. Get them signed up. Go to Truckers Path. Go to some of you have 1, 2, 3. We don't have 1, 2, 3 in the back office, but some of you do. Network with each other. Help each other out. Start networking. That's what this is. It's a networking site. So start doing that. All right, everybody. I appreciate y'all joining us again for Tuesday night spot training. This has been Calvin with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Dispatchers Network. And I hope you all learned something tonight. I really appreciate y'all joining us. I really appreciate y'all being a part of the platform. And I hope to see y'all back here tomorrow night when it's what? All Q&A Wednesday. From start to finish, it's all questions and answers. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks,